All right, let's talk some Kirk Cousins, okay? Vikings O, Giants D. People wanted to know the answers. Oh, was the Vikings offense fixed? You know, they look so much better. Of course, Dalvin Cook runs for 132 yards. Kirk Cousins has a great day, 22 of 27 for 306 yards. I think he threw for like 260 in the first half, okay? Here would be my assessment of the game, okay? And then you can go off of it. First off, the Giants' defense is not good. Everybody out there needs to know that. The secondary's not good. The linebackers aren't good. They can't really rush the passer. The only thing they got really going for them is the three big guys in the middle. After that, now you talk about the Vikings, what they did. I don't think their offense is fixed by any stretch of the imagination. I think they took advantage, from what I saw on film, of an over-aggressive front. And really, when you look, and I don't think you watched this film yet, but I know you saw it on TV, most of the big completions of the day were bootlegs. It was fake to Dalvin Cook, going left, Kirk Cousins roll right, and he either threw to a guy coming across. More times than not, he threw the crosser coming across about 12 to 15 yards down the field, and he was wide open because the Giants were worried about Dalvin Cook in the run game, and the linebackers would fast flow over there, and then there was nobody there to stop the crossers off the bootleg pass. I don't sit here and go, oh, man, the Vikings' offensive woes are fixed. No, there still needs to be more of the drop-back pass game, but if they have bootlegs and play actions and can run the ball and continue to find ways to creatively run the football, then maybe that formula can work. I don't know. What do you think?
I think you're right. It's easy to sit back and, as I said to Tom Moore when he was coordinating the Indianapolis Colts once, they'd lost the game, and I saw him the following week. I said, Tom, do you go home at night and kind of go over the game and think, wow, I should have called this and that? And he goes, Phil, I don't know what philosophy he quoted. He goes, we're all geniuses after the fact. And so I want to start there. But, yes, all that play action stuff is there because the Giants were really worried about the run game.
Right.
Now, the Chicago Bears, just to go by, so they stop it. And now all that stuff is not there for them.
Right.
And the problem I have with it is they weren't ready for that. In other words, did you think you were going to go in there to Dalvin Cook just had that unbelievable game? Was that against the Raiders?
It was.
Okay. When he had that game, did you think that the Chicago Bears, who we talked about, their front is not going to be ready for the run? Right. So they tried running it, and they got nothing, and now they go, well, now what do we do? Well, see, you got to know as an organized team especially, and I learned this from Bill Parcells, we would run it, and all of a sudden we'd go to practice on Wednesday, and by God, it's throw.
Right.
And why? Because I know they're going to do everything they can to stop our run. So, and our linemen are going to have a little trouble. I don't like some of our matchups. So we got to throw it and then just sneak a run in here every now and then to keep it balanced.
Right.
And that's my problem with Minnesota. Why they didn't have the alternate game plan ready for Chicago was very confusing to me. And the Giant game will give them confidence. I think, we know the wide receivers are good. They got a good tight end combination going on.
Yep.
The offensive line is better than it has. It's sure better than last year.
Definitely.
That's for sure.
Definitely.
And Kirk Cousins can move and throw. So, never, I kind of laughed. I guess I made even a good point. Not a good point. I laughed about the fact that I think they threw it 10 times against the Raiders.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't do that. That's what we've already talked about it. You've got to keep the quarterback involved at all times.
Right. Well, it was 10 throws, I think, week one against the Atlanta Falcons, and then not a lot more throws against the Raiders either.
Is that what it was, the Atlanta game?
I'm pretty sure, but either way, it wasn't a lot of throws in either game. I'll tell you right now because I got it right here.
I think you're wrong, but
we'll see. So the Raiders game, he was 15 of 21.
Okay, so I was wrong.
No,
Boy.
It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry. It happens. Sometimes your son's smarter than you. It can happen. It's okay. And then in the Atlanta game, he was 8 for 10 for 98 yards.
My gosh.
But your point either way is that you never want the quarterback throwing it for less than 15 times a game just because it can get you out of rhythm. You feel like you're not a part of the game, and that can filter into the next week.
No question. Yeah. Listen, when you say 15, really, you never want him to throw less than 20.
Yes,
so if you're sitting in the game, there's a certain point. If you haven't thrown it, that means you're wearing the other team's ass out.
Yep.
So go ahead and give him some fake throws, screens, boots, whatever. Let me throw a quick out just to be part of it. And And hey, we talked about teams. Kyle ran the ball great in his game. Shanahan, the 49ers, the Oakland Raiders ran the ball great, but their quarterbacks were always involved. They never go too long and get into those ruts where it's 3rd and 7.
Right.
Get it done.
Right.
Hey, that's why I used to pick up for Dak Prescott. They'd run. It's 3rd and 6. Now we judge him off of all these third down passes he has to throw.
Right.
When that's the toughest thing to do.
Yeah.
A real accomplished veteran quarterback can do it because he's not going to be as affected by it. But any young guys, that will get them off their rhythm.
Right.
Tom Brady could do it. Why could he do it? Because they have 150 third down plays they can run.
Right.
And he could, we can run, and he doesn't have to drop back and read. They're going to do something to get the guy wide open. He can just catch it and throw it. And Tom Brady's great on third downs. Of course he is, because he's been doing it for 20 years, and they've built up this group of plays that they don't have to worry about really keeping him in that rhythm because they know they can find completion.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so that's the big takeaway. So like we said, I mean, basically what we're saying with the Vikings, because that was really the theme of the game, they used boots and play actions and then screens to kind of then set up their run game going forward. But I think you and I are both saying the same thing. They need to find even more and more ways to do those things for the games like they'd had 2 weeks ago against the Bears. When the run game does not work, they got to do things to keep defenses honest. Very important for them on that side of the ball.
You know what you say too. But what I found watching it is that as much as they dominated, the Giants actually had chances. Like, God, as the Giants score here, they're in the game.
Yeah, right. I know.
And, that was a little scary, too. You're just dominating. Kirk Cousins threw for 260 yards. I remember looking at it. We come to our halftime, and I got my computer, and I go, damn, Kirk Cousins, he's on pace to throw for over 500.
Yeah.
And I looked at that, and, and I just – and the fact that the Giants had the ball a couple times, and I thought if they score, this is going to turn into a game. And the crowd and the offense for the Vikings, when that thing turns, it will make you tight as a player and everything, and you know that.
Sure.
Even as a coach, now can you continue to push to go ahead and win the game? It was interesting watching Green Bay. They kind of ran into that scenario against the Dallas Cowboys, and they were able to hold on and just keep that last play from happening where it just really becomes so emotional that sometimes it can overcome you, especially when you're on the road.
Yeah, no doubt. And the defense, they had one of the biggest plays of the game. Minnesota was driving. Dalvin Cook caught a screen, got fumble, stripped by Jabril Peppers from behind, who's been playing really awesome in the run game, Jabril Peppers. He's a guy I give some flack for about his coverage skills at times, but run game, man, does he throw his body around. Well, after he caused that fumble, that set up the safety where the Vikings got the Giants in their own end zone, and really that turned the game. It went from 13-7 to 15-7, and of course the Vikings got the ball. They kicked a field goal before the half to go in 18-7, and it made things very tough on the Giants from there on out.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.